everyone, welcome back to Arabic 101. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. And if you haven't done parts 1 and 2, I would suggest you first go back, knock those out, because this is a continuation. So this is building a conversation, and where we left off with Tasharafna, we are honored. Now, once we've done this, we've gotten to know each other a little bit, I'm going to give you a compliment. I'm going to go تتكلم العربية جيدا. Now, that's to a male. If I was saying to a female, you speak Arabic well, I would say تتكلم العربية جيدا. Except we're going to make one small change. It's going to be تتكلمين العربية جيدا. So تتكلمين العربية جيدا. We know أتكلم is going to be I speak. تتكلم is you speak for a male. And تتكلمين is you speak for a female. And Al-Arabiya is one way of saying basically Arabic. Now I want you to note this 3 that I'm using here, and I do this sometimes. Sometimes I just spell it Al-Arabiya as well, but this 3 is going to be the Ain sound in Arabic, or the Ain letter. And we use that because it's kind of close to what the Arabic Ain letter actually looks like, except it's a little bit backwards. So, and finally we have this last word here, Jaid. Jaid is like good or well. So if I was to say تتكلم العربية جيدا or تتكلمين العربية جيدا, that's like you speak Arabic well, you speak Arabic good. And you would take your compliment, you'd probably say something like shukran, which is thanks, and then go أتكلم العربية قليلا. So we know أتكلم is I speak from up here. Al-Arabiya, of course, is Arabic, and قليلا is like a little. Okay, so I speak a little Arabic. And now that I know this, I might ask you another question. I might go, أين تعلمت العربية? So we know أين is where. Okay, we know what Arabiya, Al-Arabiya is, but we don't know what تعلمت is. So تعلمت is I learned. Okay. And تعلمت is you learned for a male. And تعلمتي is you learned for a female. So أين تعلمت عربي? Or أين تعلمت العربية? And you could say now تعلمت العربية في الجامعة. Okay, so I learned Arabic in the university. تعلمت العربية في الجامعة. So الجامعة is university. And you might throw this back at me. This would just be a great way to keep the conversation going. And you might say, أين تعلمت العربية? And I might say the same thing back, you know, تعلمت العربية في الجامعة. Except I'm going to put one more thing on here. I'm going to go أيضا. So أيضا is basically also. So تعلمت العربية في الجامعة أيضا. I learned Arabic in the university as well, or also. And I might ask you another question. I might ask you, هل تتكلم أي لغة أخرى. So, let's break this down first. We know what تتكلم is. It's like you speak for male. Hal we haven't really seen yet. So Hal is this like thing that we sometimes use. There's no real translation that I'm aware of anyway. It's like for yes or no questions. And this is only an MSA. We never use this in dialect. So هل تتكلم? Do you speak? أي in this case is like any. لغة is language. And أخرى is like other. So it's like, do you speak any languages other? It's like, do you speak any other languages? And if it was a female, we'd say هل تتكلمين أي لغة أخرى? So هل تتكلم أي لغة أخرى or هل تتكلمين أي لغة أخرى? And this is a pretty simple yes or no question. But since you probably speak English, if you're watching this video, you could say nam. So nam, and maybe you say أنا أتكلم إنجليزية. Okay? So إنجليزية is English. أتكلم we know is I speak. Anna, of course, is I. Nam is yes. So it's like, yes, I speak English. And if you really want to make this a little bit better, you can always use أيضا. And you go, Nam. أنا أتكلم إنجليزية. And then just throw your أيضا on the end of it. نعم أنا أتكلم إنجليزية أيضا. So I speak English also. Now we're kind of getting to the point where we've got some general discussion going on here, and I'm going to kind of take my leave from the conversation. So I'm going to say I have maybe an appointment, and I'm going to go عندي موعد. So عندي is I have, okay, and موعد is going to be appointment. And finally, I'm going to go ma salama. I could also spell this ma salama. Okay. And just remember this three. We talked about the three. And one thing we didn't talk about was up here with loga. So this here is actually the ghain sound in Arabic, or ghain letter. Okay, and it comes from deep within the throat, and you can kind of put, it's almost like a kind of a real like a kind of a G, but it's like this G coming from your throat almost. So lugha is language. So here ma salama, we already know what the three here, which is different than the three apostrophe, which is the ein sound. And ma salama literally means like, you know, with peace, with safety, but it's just a great way of saying goodbye, basically. And you'll hear this all the time. And how would you reply once I say ma salama? You'd say ma salama. And that is the end of Arabic 101. My suggestion is to go through this whole thing one more time. And with that, we're going to have one final video for Arabic 101, and it's going to be a test. And you'll get to basically go through this entire conversation. We'll ask you questions, and you'll answer. So look forward to that. That'll just be an addendum that we'll put on, but this is the last video for Arabic 101. You should have some basic language skills. Again, how to use this, stop it and start it. Go through it several times. We wish you luck on your Arabic language learning. Hang in there. Arabic is tough, but it can be learned. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll see you for Arabic 102 here soon. Ma salama.